the internet has been, so far, basically an internet of information, of knowledge, of things that you could look up or see, observe, encounter, know. And we're moving with VR to becoming an internet of experiences, where there are things that are felt, emotional, shared. So experiences are sort of going to be the new currency, and not just dramatic ones, but even experiences like having a person, even if they're virtual, share with you their presence, or seeing a demo of something. That is going to be the currency. That's what you're going to buy. You're going to buy experiences, download them, you're going to share them. And I think, in fact, VR will become basically the most social of all the social medias, because in my experience and others, nothing is as intriguing in these worlds as another person and many more people. So it's not the objects that are cool, it's not the worlds, it's the fact that there are other beings that you're sharing these experiences with. So it's going to become a very, very social network, rather than this idea that people are isolated in their rooms with the goggles on. It will actually become one of the most social things that we do.
I think these times are so new, with all the new forms of media, all the new social platforms, all the ways in which people are interacting and sharing information. And there's an aspect of it where you are supposed to open your life, and there's an aspect that you want to keep private. I think it's trial and error.
Can you have both?
I think you can.
You really can?
Yeah,
or
sure.
Is that, in essence, asking to have your cake and eat it too?
No, not at all. I mean, I think that when if you look at people who have created careers out of social media, and they're leveraging everything personal in order to build a career, like that might be the case. But I think I've lived in the public eye since long before the internet, since long before social media. It's something I've been navigating since I was 22 years old, over 20 years. And so, it is, as I say, trial and error. And I think there are things that you want to share. There are things that you should, put into the world if you want to, and things that you should hold back if you don't. But I try to strike the right balance. But it also, there's an aspect of social media that really can propel forward what you're trying to do in your business life, whether it's this TV show or a film or a business.
Do people buy products because they're more socially and environmentally sustainable? And I think over a period of time, we could say it was a smaller group. But certainly what we're finding out now, a bigger and bigger group are growing in this area. And we've just done a piece of research across all countries across the world, represented countries across the world, and trying to identify, is there really now a tipping point happening? And I don't know whether it's the social media and people talking about sustainability, or whether it's all these weather changes you see going on around the world, but there is a real shift. And we found that 54% of people would buy a product if it was socially and environmentally sustainable. Now, of course, they won't buy a product if it's more expensive and inferior in its performance. And I think a lot of environmentally positioned brands have been exactly that. You pay a premium and then you get a product that doesn't really clean your clothes. No, this has to be for a parity priced, parity performance product. And in addition, you should offer products that are more socially and environmentally sustainable. And in doing that, I think we can really start moving forward the whole of this agenda. Now, some people would say, great, but is this selling products? People, of course, they'll always say this, is it selling products? And I think this is where we have some exciting news. If we look at our sustainable living brands, this is our brands with purpose in our portfolio. If we look at those and analyze them at a growth level, in 2015, these brands grew faster than they did in 2014. So showing that our brands are already accelerating in this area. But more than that, I think one of the things that's exciting is they delivered nearly half our growth. And in delivering nearly half our growth, this is now having a meaningful impact on Unilever. And even more interesting than that, They grew 30% faster than the rest of our portfolio. So for those of you out there that said, yes, sustainability, it's about future-proofing the business, and maybe we'll get some eco-efficiencies out of it as well, I'd say no, our top 5 brands are now sustainable living brands. These are brands with purpose, brands that matter. These are brands with real meaning, and people are engaging with them and engaging with them at scale.
As long as people keep sticking out their finger and pressing skip ad, then things will change, because that's like it's like voting, isn't it? Except it's weird usually, and it's funny that in the Western democracies, you're not really supposed to vote against anybody. Like, you can't go into a booth and just vote against someone. You to achieve that, you have to vote for someone else at least. But skip ad is a negative vote, isn't it?
Yes.
That's pretty heavy.